Did they build the pyramids? We've known the answer since childhood. Pyramids are ancient tombs for these 98 characters or less. Devout Egyptians buried their kings in them, whom they considered gods. A good answer for 5th grade. But it's fact. In none of the great ones, Giza pyramids, no evidence or signs were found. Burials. Furthermore, it is well known that the pharaohs of their own people, Egyptians, buried in the King's Valley, over 500 kilometers from Giza. Too far for a stone? What's the sense? What is the purpose of processing and assembling millions of stone blocks? Why invest so many resources into energy? Energy. Maybe the solution to the mystery is contained in this word. Those pyramids. Tesla believed this. He studied many facts about the Giza pyramids and reached a paradoxical conclusion. Not tombs. These large generators produce millions of kilowatts of electricity. Tesla's famous tower was constructed based on the technologies of the ancient Egyptians. It was intended to generate electricity and send it directly to users through the air. Wireless. Ether. Why not? How were the pyramids of Egypt really constructed, and who built them? Watch to the end to learn more. If you haven't subscribed, please do. You're on Jan Edelstein's channel, Secret Materials. And be sure to like this video because all our subscribers are not just followers. We consider them part of our team. They are just as much missionaries as we are, because our mission is to spread unusual knowledge, to ask unusual questions of ourselves, to discover answers to these questions, and importantly, to utilize all this unconventional information that helps us not only grow, but also possibly achieve our goals in life, in regular human aspects. Before we dive into the actual video, let's do our favorite part, open comments, on a random video from our channel and select 3 people to whom we will gift 10,000 rubles. So, let's begin the video. Jan's Tears and Rebellion. Thank you for this clarity. So easy. This is a documentary film about money and the financial system in our world. We'll place your nickname here. Please contact us via the link in the profile header or the link below, and we'll send you 10,000 rubles as a thank you for watching us. Just write your honest thoughts. We'll consider more than just good comments. Let me find the next one. Taking a screenshot. The host is slightly exaggerating. Again and again. Okay. Please get in touch with us and we'll send you 10,000 rubles just for your honest thoughts. We want you to write truthfully. We genuinely appreciate it. A wise and engaging speaker. I love research. It makes me want to revisit history and learn from all sides. You're doing important work. Thank you. Thanks to you too. Please reach out to us. We will give you 10,000 rubles for your support. Help us spread this video. Promote this channel. We didn't start this segment immediately, but we want to express our gratitude for doing this together. So, this is the channel Secret Materials. I'm Jana Edelstein, as you recall, and we move on. The Great Pyramids. Giza. What is truly known about them? Perhaps not much. Even today, many researchers deny their Egyptian origin. The buildings are too enormous, the calculations too exact. The fitting of the blocks is too refined. How could individuals just learning to craft metal build such a structure? How did they handle granite with soft bronze tools? Where did they gather enough food to feed thousands of laborers? Where did they educate these workers in such a skilled profession? And this standard cannot be repeated even now. How did they elevate such heavy stones to such heights? Too many questions without answers. However, in recent years, there is more evidence that the Egyptians had nothing to do with this. A civilization much older and more developed built the pyramids. See? These are Al-Nitak, Al-Nilam, and Mintaka. These are some of the brightest stars in the sky. They all lie in the belt of Orion. In the 1980s, American scientist Robert Buell claimed that these stars are positioned directly above the tops of the three great pyramids, Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure, e.g. the summit points of the structures coincide with the coordinates of the stars, precisely to the millimeter. Buell then thought, what if the location of the pyramids is connected to the constellations of the zodiac? The lion ought to look at the constellation of Leo. But as stars move through the sky over time, he should have been looking at it 5,000 years ago, when the pyramids were thought to be built, but the math showed this isn't true. But 10,000 years ago, the Sphinx was directly opposite the required constellation. And this must mean one thing. The pyramids are much older than we think. This explains their role as energy providers. The Egyptians with their chariots and torches obviously didn't need electricity, yet an ancient advanced civilization, on the other hand, was crucially needed. But why do we consider the pyramids to be generators? These are the insights from Nikola Tesla's research. Tesla showed interest in pyramids early in life. He had a unique characteristic. He was obsessed with the numbers 3, 6, and 9. He always dined with 3 utensils. Each time he approached a building, he would go around it 3 times. He stayed on the 33rd floor and favored hotel rooms with his lucky numbers on the doors, like room 3372, where 3 added to 3 equals 6, and 7 and 2 total 9. And this was not mere superstition. It has been proven that the numbers 3, 6, and 9 often appear in figures related to the structure of the universe. This is referred to as the absolute number. For example, if you turn the diameters of the Earth and Sun into miles, and then combine all these numbers, you will find that both equal 9. Shortly, Tesla discovered that he had allies in his passion for the 3 digits. These are the mysterious pyramid creators, whom we will conveniently label as Egyptian. The numbers 3, 6, and 9 occur numerous times in pyramid accounts. Let's highlight the most evident example. Of the Great Pyramids, there are 3. Beside them are 3 smaller pyramids, totaling 6. Certainly, Tesla couldn't miss this. Before long, researchers made some amazing discoveries. First, the pyramids are not true pyramids. Their sides are somewhat pressed inward. Well, secondly, it turned out that the structure of the pyramids and the materials found within them exhibit entirely unique properties. The outer layer of cladding is white tuff, limestone, which is still employed in certain countries as a cost-effective but efficient insulating material inside the pyramid. Another kind of limestone was used, while tuff is characterized by not insulating, but rather, thanks to its significant metal and crystal content, it is great at conducting electricity. The outer layer insulates while the inner layer is conductive. Furthermore, granite boulders are part of the construction. Granite is a radioactive substance, and scientists think it can ionize the air. What is at the heart of the pyramid? A magnesium-rich stone called dolomite, and magnesium is a great conductor of electricity. So, the top is an insulator, while the core is a core with excellent conductivity. The design of the structure resembles a spearhead, concentrating all mass at the sharp tip. If this is not a radiator, then something surely is very similar to it. In the year physicists from the St. Petersburg National Research University of Information Technologies and Mechanics built an exact mathematical model of the Great Pyramid of Giza and learned that the pyramid, based on how it was built, is obliged to gather and concentrate electromagnetic emissions. In addition, it is able to amplify it. The largest energy reserves accumulate precisely in the chambers that official science considers burial chambers. Why aren't the pyramids producing energy anymore? Some scientists claim that an accident at these enormous power plants is to blame. What caused it remains a mystery. Perhaps a terrible earthquake occurred long before our civilization arose. Maybe it was calculation errors, an ancient conflict between two developed nations that resulted in mutual destruction is also likely. Perhaps memories of it led to the legend of Atlantis. In any case, Tesla was able to uncover the secrets of the pyramids long before contemporary scientists. It's not by chance that after these studies he was inspired by the idea of sending electricity through the air. It's well known that electricity comes from power stations, right? Powerful hydroelectric stations that can destroy all living things for miles below the river's flow in case of an accident. At advanced nuclear power stations that can, as Chernobyl showed, suddenly become a highly powerful atomic bomb. At thermal gas stations, which fill the air with toxic gases and have made Chelyabinsk and Krasnoyarsk global capitals of lung diseases. Tens of thousands of kilometers of cables creep out from the stations. Radio lines cut through forests, and the fields they traverse turn barren. All this for the sake of splitting into millions of smaller wires. The electric lines cover every house, allowing us to heat water in the morning and charge our smartphones. That's the cost of progress, you could say. We can't go back to the Stone Age for a few trees and dead rivers, dammed by barriers. Tesla didn't just want to transmit energy wirelessly. He believed his system would redefine the essence of humanity and the Earth itself. This is what he mentioned in an interview. When wireless communication is perfected, the Earth will evolve into a colossal brain. This is indeed the case, as everything is made up of particles of a real and rhythmic system. We will be able to communicate with each other instantly, regardless of the distance between us. The whole planet will turn into a giant brain. Humanity will unite into one supermind, probably as powerful as the builders of the pyramids. A brain that could effortlessly overcome gravity and reach for the stars. In 1899, humanity was on the brink of its greatest breakthrough in history. Tesla understood how a battery worked and could begin building it at any time. But he didn't have the money for building. Suddenly, a man showed up who seemed to align with the vision and was willing to contribute to the tower's construction. He was known as John Pierpont Morgan, the son of the founder of the Morgan financial empire, Junius Spencer Morgan, who got fabulously rich during the Civil War in the US by trading arms. He sold weapons to both warring factions, the North and the South, thinking it didn't matter whose blood was spilled, as long as it became profit. And this same Morgan unexpectedly chose to become a benefactor for humanity. He pledged $150,000 for the tower's building. Back then, it was a considerable sum. In 1901, the construction of Tesla's tower, which the inventor himself named Wardenclyffe Tower, started. In 1902, Tesla moved his well-known lab into the tower. By 1903, the building was nearly complete. Tesla just had to complete a few details, calibrate the equipment, and perform final adjustments. For this, he needed money again. But despite the fact that the required amount was almost negligible compared to what had already been spent, Morgan suddenly refused to finance Tesla. Why? According to the most common theory, the magnate was just scared. The owner of copper mines and factories that made wires, a stockholder in Thomas Edison's company, whose financial success stemmed from trading electrical gear, he concluded that Tesla's invention would hurt his business. Yet this reasoning has a clear weakness. Why would he have given Tesla money in the first place then? Why did he initially do that? After all, Morgan knew back in 1900, before construction began, exactly why the inventor was building his tower, understood the consequences it would bring, and certainly he knew he owned copper factories, investing money in Edison's company. He could have saved $150,000 and simply thrown the scoundrel out. Sure, but still, Tesla might find funds somewhere else. During that period, the US was caught up in an oil frenzy. There were many wealthy individuals, and sooner or later, someone might put money into the construction. And the might of the oligarchs will come to a close. Morgan's intention was different: to stop Tesla on the brink of the most significant day of his life. He hoped to defeat the audacious inventor. And sadly enough, he succeeded. Tesla did not recover from the downfall of the Wardenclyffe project. After Morgan's refusal, Tesla abandoned science. His affairs worsened, moving from one cheap hotel to another, even cheaper one, and his debts kept piling up. The genius was abandoned by all his friends, living alone and only communicating with pigeons. He cherished the pigeons and often rescued injured birds, trying to care for them. Once, despite being poor, Nikola spent $2,000, an unfathomable sum at the time, to care for one white pigeon. Was that even feasible? Whether his odd behavior stemmed from psychological trauma or if the genius physicist had some pigeon-related idea, we may never find out. Tesla passed away in a room at the New Yorker Hotel on the night of January 7th to 8th, 1943, at the age of 87. A maid discovered him 2 days later, ignoring the do not disturb notice. He passed away due to a heart attack. And what happened to the tower? It remained unused until 1917. In 17, the US joined World War I. The government, worried that the tower could become a marker for artillery and German military ships, chose to demolish it. But the demolition was not an easy job. Tesla made the tower of wood, and it was expected that the wooden structure, standing neglected for 15 years, should have rotted and fallen apart by now. But that was not the situation. All efforts to demolish the structure were unsuccessful, and they had to turn to dynamite. The astonishing durability of Wardenclyffe. Another enigma of Tesla. Perhaps while examining the pyramids of Giza, he discovered a method for energy generation and revealed the secret of the pyramid's stability. Who knows what other secrets Tesla uncovered in Egypt and carried to his grave? Maybe there were other genius projects that could have improved the world. This is a story about how greed from businessmen cost humanity its chance for a better life. And regrettably, this is not the only story. Our world contains many mysteries of people who vanished without a trace or died unexpectedly, who developed wireless generators and built engines that operated on water, where half a liter of water could make a car move and travel great distances. And at the time when the inventor of such an engine came to sign a contract, he accidentally consumed a drink and died. Tesla was not the only one. By the way, it's odd to think that Morgan was acting alone. By the end of the 10th century, a triumvirate of the richest families had already formed: the Morgans, the Rockefellers, and the Rothschilds. A triumvirate that, through monetary enslavement, many believe today controls not just the US, but also global governments. And if this topic interests you, a video on monetary slavery will appear here shortly. We examined it in detail. What is the global financial system? How does it really look? And how can one escape this system of slavery? We covered this in our video, so we believe it will also be quite interesting for you to watch this video further to gain a deeper understanding of today's topic, and finally find ways for an ordinary person to increase their income. It's enough to comprehend the system, know the rules, how the system operates, to discover an exit from this system, to avoid being a slave to it. And of course, share this video with your friends and leave comments, because the more people know the truth, the greater the chance that Tesla's dream will eventually be achieved, and humanity will actually find a new stage of growth through a more ecological approach for our planet, for our home, where we dwell. By commenting below, sharing this video with your loved ones, and subscribing to the channel, you support us in spreading ecological ideas. The idea that our world is not as it is presented to us, and to help make our society more enlightened, more intellectual, and more educated.